Hi, this is Greg Jameson, and I would like to welcome you to the bonus video for my #1 best-selling book, Amazon's Dirty Little Secrets: How to Use the Power of Others to Market and Sell for You. Let's start out by letting me tell you just a little bit about Amazon. Amazon, since 1995, has become the #1 e-commerce company in the world. And this wasn't a fluke or just being in the right place at the right time. Amazon has absolutely figured out how to get the most out of the internet. And they do this by getting other people to market and sell on their behalf. And that's really what Amazon's Dirty Little Secret is all about. Some people, when they first pick up this book, they think that it is going to be an expose about Amazon, discussing a bunch of negative things about them. Or they think it's going to be about, how can I sell my products on Amazon? That's not what we're trying to accomplish here. Amazon is the model that we all want to strive to be. And this book is going to show you how to take the same marketing tactics that Amazon uses and apply them to your business. Now, to do this, I created an acronym that I call Power Plus. And in this short video, we're going to talk about each of the points in the word power. P is plenty of traffic. O is offer something for free. W is win their trust. E is an engaging experience, and R is to request an action. So let's start out with the P, plenty of traffic. You can see here we've got some bullet points underneath that, which include SEO, email, YouTube, affiliates, and press. The thing that most people don't understand about SEO, or search engine optimization, is that you don't get to be popular by being on page 1 of Google. Most people have this backwards. The way it actually works is you get to be on page 1 of Google because you're already popular. I actually have had clients that within a week of me putting up a website for them have asked me, how come they're not showing up on page 1 of Google? And the reason is that there are over 200 variables, which I describe in the book, that Google uses to decide who's going to be put on page 1. Some of those things include longevity, number of people linking back to your website, and a whole host of other factors. So unless you've been around the internet for a while and you keep playing the game of Google changing their mind all the time as to what constitutes the right things to get placed on page 1 of Google, SEO, or search engine optimization, is not your best method for getting traffic. Well, if it's not the best method, what is? It turns out that email is. And one of the things that you need to understand about web traffic is that whether you are on page 1 of Google, and Google then changes their mind and makes a new update to their algorithm, which knocks you off of that, and therefore you don't really own that traffic, or you utilize social media sites like Facebook or Pinterest or LinkedIn, you don't own that traffic either. If you're selling your products and services on external sites such as eBay or Amazon, you don't own that traffic either. All of those sites own the customer. What your goal should be, no matter how you're marketing your products, is to get them off of some other site and onto your site where they can opt into your email list. Only after you have their email do you actually own the customer. So you need your own space on the internet where you can grab email addresses. Well, often people say, well, I don't have a lot of email addresses, so how can email possibly be the best way for me to actually drive traffic to my website? And the answer is to use something that we call joint ventures. Now, I'm from Colorado. That's not the kind of joint that we're talking about here, but rather we're talking about business partners that already have a large list and can email to their list on your behalf. Why would someone want to do that? You can see here that my friend Jeff is actually sending out an email to somebody else's list and he's recommending their product. Well, the reason why you would do that is that the person that is selling the product is going to pay Jeff a very nice commission, often 50%. So there's a real financial incentive for Jeff to do this. But it's not just about the money. In order to create a good joint venture, you often have to know the person, have a personal relationship with them, and your product needs to be something that will benefit their list. If you can meet those criteria, then you can actually get someone else to email their list and very rapidly grow your list as a result. People do this offline all the time. You can see here in this example of Heinz Ketchup working with Ore-Ida potatoes to cross-market each other's products. Another great way to drive plenty of traffic to your website is with the use of YouTube videos. Now, YouTube is actually owned by Google, and it turns out that YouTube is the #2 search engine out there, ahead of Bing or ahead of Yahoo. And the great thing about a YouTube video is that it can not only drive traffic for you, it can actually improve your search engine results. You can see here that I actually created a YouTube video for a customer back in October of 2010. Just a short 2-minute YouTube video to talk about his ironwood figurines. Prior to creating this video, he didn't show up anywhere in the search engine results for the term ironwood figurines. But now, even 4 years later, if you type in ironwood figurines, you can see that his website with the page where he's selling the ironwood figurines, as well as the YouTube video, are the first 2 results on the home page of the Google search results. That is very powerful and something that you just can't have enough money to buy that kind of exposure. Another great way to get plenty of traffic to your website is using affiliates. Now, Amazon pioneered the use of affiliates when they were a very young company, where people would go in and recommend a product. There would be a link on that code, and Amazon would end up taking the order and pay the person that recommended that product. Many states you can no longer be an Amazon affiliate because of the tax laws. However, we're not talking about you being an Amazon affiliate here. We're talking about you copying Amazon's success of using affiliates. In this case here on this slide, we're showing a complete affiliate store. But what if you were to take that and make it so that other people were your affiliates and they were selling your products for you? I actually have a customer that did exactly that, where they were making these nutrition bars and he wasn't getting a whole bunch of traction for it until he met the person at BeyondDiet.com. Now you can see that the gal that owns Beyond Diet is a certified nutritionist and best-selling author, and she's helped over 500,000 people. Now she has a big list. What she did is she actually wrote a blog post on her site promoting Gen Bars, has a picture of herself here holding up the Gen Bars, talking about how great they are. And then she provides a link to the Gen Bars website with an affiliate code, so that every time that someone clicks on her link, she gets paid by Gen Bars for having promoted their product. This was so successful that the first time that she actually did an email about this, it brought their whole server down. We had to end up writing a complete affiliate program for them, and their business just went gangbusters. So getting other people to sell products for you by setting them up as an affiliate can be a very powerful way to get plenty of traffic. Now, another way of getting plenty of traffic is through the use of traditional media, getting press releases out there and getting exposure. This one here is about the Amazon Fire Phone, and people have said, well, you can tell that's a smartphone from Amazon because as soon as you hang up, it recommends other people that you might want to call. You know, when I first told that joke to my wife, she was like, really? I want that feature. Well, Amazon does an incredible job of getting lots and lots of press. You can see here, streaming original HBO content, Amazon Originals coming soon, same-day delivery services expanded, Amazon Fresh, delivering groceries, Jeff Bezos buying the Washington Post, talking about the Fire TV bundle. And not all the press is positive. There was some negative press about the dispute that Amazon was having with the publisher Hachette about ebook prices. But Amazon's really great ploy last year was when they got 60 minutes to do a segment on the day before Black Friday. Check out this video.
Let me show you something.
Oh man. Oh my God.
These are octocopters.
Yeah.
These are effectively drones, but there's no reason that they can't be used as delivery vehicles. Take a look up here so I can show you how it works.
All right. We're talking about delivery here.
We're talking about delivery. So there's an item going into the vehicle. I know this looks like science fiction. It's not.
Wow.
This is early. This is still years away. Drops the package.
There's the package.
Come and get your package. And we can do half-hour delivery.
Half-hour delivery.
Half-hour delivery. And we can carry objects, we think, up to 5 pounds, which covers 86% of the items that we deliver. It will work, and it will happen, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
With the drones possibly taking flight in the not-too-distant future, Amazon is raising the stakes in the race for faster delivery.
Absolute marketing genius to have that happen. Even though it was going to be years away, they did this on the day before Black Friday, which caused their sales to skyrocket. Well, I figured if Amazon can use that kind of a marketing ploy to promote their business, why not play off of what Amazon was doing? I created my own video here about the Amazon drone. This is with my friend Joel Comm.
Oh, let's see. Just trying to order a book on Amazon. Heard Greg Jameson's new book, Amazon's Dirty Little Secret, went to #1, so I think I need to get a copy of that. Oh, there it is. This should be a great read. Let me go ahead and add this to my cart. 2 days. What? Delivery by drone, instant delivery? Oh, and that's a prime benefit I gotta try. All right, ordering. Your drone is arriving? This I gotta see.
All right, so you can see there's lots of creative ways of driving plenty of traffic. Let's now move on to O, offer something for free. Now you might be saying, what does Amazon offer for free? Turns out they actually offer a fair number of things, one of which is a piece of software called Kindle for the PC. Now whether you have a Mac or a PC, basically what this free software does is it turns your laptop into a Kindle. So you don't have to buy a Kindle. Now you might be asking, why would Amazon do that? It's obvious they'd like to sell a whole lot more Kindle books. They've got another app that competes with iTunes where the Amazon Cloud Player, which you can download for free, basically plays your MP3 files. And again, the reason, of course, is they would like to sell you more music downloads. When I first got involved with offering something for free, it was kind of just an experiment for me. It wasn't something that I really intended to do. You see, I've been involved in the Boy Scouts for over 25 years, and during that time I was a scoutmaster where I was teaching the boys every year that were going to lead the troop in a program called Junior Leader Training. And after they'd gone through this training program, I wanted to give them a certificate. Now, I'm a gearhead. I am a techie and figured, you know, I could just create one certificate and put each boy's name in there and then have the program generate the certificates for me. So I threw together this little program, and when I got done I thought, you know, I've got a number of other friends out there in scouting that maybe they could use this for their troops too. So I emailed about a dozen of my friends saying, hey, I put this little thing together here. Let me know if you can use it in your units. By the very next morning, I was getting emails from all over the world. I got them from Malaysia, Australia, England, Africa. People saying, this is great, thanks for putting this together. Like I said, I hadn't even intended to do it, but the app had gone viral. And basically what happens here, as you can see in this infographic, is that you select a certificate orientation if you want it to be horizontal or vertical. You choose a background style, you pick a seal, the location, a ribbon style, and then you enter in the text that you want and you pick the fonts that you want it to be in. And it dynamically generates a PDF file that you can then print out. Now before you can print it out, a little message pops up that says, hey, that's a great certificate. If you'd like to print this, please enter your email address. As a result, to this day, I continue to get 30 or 40 new email addresses every single day. Imagine what that could do for your business if you offered something of enough value that you were getting 30 or 40 email addresses a day. That is about 1,000 emails a month. And now that I've got all these emails, I can turn around and market additional products to them, such as a frame to go with their certificate. Okay, the W in the power formula is win their trust. And you can see we've got some sub-bullets here again: ratings and reviews, testimonials, and social proof. Amazon is the master again when it comes to ratings and reviews. Most people start their online shopping experience at Amazon specifically because of the ratings and reviews. Amazon has built up an incredible trust factor with their customers because they publish both the negative and the positive reviews. One of the things that they determined early on, though, is that not all reviews are created equal, and that the most recent review may not be the most relevant review. And as a result of that, they actually allow customers to review the reviews, indicating if the review is helpful to you. So those reviews that are the most helpful are the ones that end up on the top of the list. You can add a similar rating and review system to your website. If you've got a WordPress website, there's a plugin called Mage Reviews that you could add. that would allow you to do this type of thing on your website. Now, the ratings and review system on Amazon, of course, has generated some humor as well, such as when somebody was selling this laparoscopic gastric bypass kit. You can see here that this guy's saying, highly recommended. Through personal experience, it's difficult to follow the instructions when you're under anesthesia. Your experience may vary. Good luck with your home surgery. Or this acupuncture device, where the reviewer is saying, this is an acupuncture device? I've been using it all wrong. Even so, 5 stars. Now, there's a number of third-party review sites that are already out there on the internet, depending upon what your industry is. There may be things like TripAdvisor or Mantra or Yelp, where people are posting reviews about your business. It's possible for you to take those as testimonials for your business, and again, using a WordPress plugin like Perfect Quotes, incorporating those back into your site. And then every time that you refresh the page, a different testimonial or quote will appear. The other concept that we want to talk about here under winning their trust is something called social proof. And this is basically like when you were a kid and your mother would say, well, just because your friends jumped off of a bridge, would you? And the answer would probably be, yeah, because my friends did. Well, that's what social proof is. And you can actually measure this. There is a site out there called socialmention.com where you can go and see what other people are saying about your business. I went there and keyed in Amazon.com just to see how they came up in terms of being mentioned in the social sphere, and you can see there that somebody was talking about Amazon on an average of every 9 seconds. That is really powerful if somebody was talking about your business that frequently as opposed to once every 6 months or not at all. And then you can also see if the sentiment was positive, neutral, or negative. The next point of the power formula is E, an engaging experience. And here we're going to talk about personalization and product descriptions. An engaging experience is what Amazon really strives for all the time. The customer experience at Amazon is absolutely the best in the industry, and you can see in fact on this graph that the top 5 corporate reputations that Amazon is #1, even ahead of Apple and Disney. As Jeff Bezos says, if you do build a great experience, customers will tell each other about that. Word of mouth is very powerful. And one of the ways that Amazon does this is that they make their website such that every time you visit the website, it's different, and it's different based upon you and what you have bought or browsed for. Many sites will think of something like, you know, I'm having 35 to 40-year-old soccer moms visit my site, and therefore I'm going to create a persona that targets those people. That's not good enough for Amazon. Amazon makes their page be specific and unique to you. The other thing that Amazon does is that they create great product descriptions, especially on products that they sell themselves. And this is something that you really need to incorporate into your own internet marketing practices. The description you see up here was for a customer that I had, and that was the extent of their description. America West purse, number such and such, caramel hand-tooled leather, guaranteed for life. That was it. Nothing that would make the person want to buy that product. If you go to Amazon, they have complete product descriptions with sizes and pictures and all kinds of information about it. So that's what I was recommending to this person. Put in multiple pictures. Show the front and the back of the purse. the insides, how many pockets it's got. Give them lots of information, such as how big it is, how long the shoulder strap is, how many compartments it has, and so forth. And then appeal to their emotions. Don't just sit here and have a stale product description like it came off of the manufacturer's website. Instead, say things like, the mere mention of America West conjures up images of cowboys and pathfinders in search of new frontiers. With this pioneering tradition, America West celebrates the human spirit that lives on in the hearts of many, still today as in days gone by. You get the idea. You're appealing to their emotions and giving them enough information that they can make a buying decision. Here's a great example of a cowboy that I heard about up in Wyoming, and every year he would buy himself a new cowboy hat and sell his old hat on eBay. You might think, well, what's a used cowboy hat on eBay go for? Turns out, quite a bit. Because what this enterprising gentleman did is he wrote great product descriptions. He talked about the experiences that he had while wearing this hat. He would say things like, you know, I was crossing this river and all of a sudden my horse spooked and it dumped me off, and my hat started floating down the river and I had to go scrambling after it, and I finally grabbed this hat and I looked up and there on the side of the river was this grizzly bear. He went on and on about all the experiences that he had wearing that hat, and he ended up selling it for significantly more than what he could go buy himself a new hat for. The final point of the power formula is R, request an action. And here we're going to talk about cross-selling, wish list, and add to cart, all things that Amazon does very well. If you've done everything else right in your marketing, you really don't have to do much to make the sale. You do, however, have to have some type of a request for an action. Amazon, of course, is famous for their request of an action of customers who bought this item also bought these items. In fact, they take that to the extreme. Items that are frequently bought together. Customers who bought this item also bought. What other items do customers buy after viewing an item? You know, frequently web designers will tell you that your site shouldn't be cluttered, that you don't want to give people too many choices. Well, Amazon gives you a lot of choices, and since they're so successful, I recommend that you follow their lead. They also have requests for actions such as adding to the wish list, so you can go back and buy products later that you may not be ready to purchase right now. And of course, the add to cart button. One of the things that's interesting about an add to cart button is that many e-commerce softwares always have the debate of, should I take people to the shopping cart right after they have added it so that they can see that the item has in fact been placed in the cart and what their current total is? Or should I leave them on the page so that they can perhaps add other items to the cart? But then the problem is that someone doesn't remember if they did add something to the cart, and so they might be clicking on add to cart several times and they end up with multiple items in their cart that they didn't intend to buy. Well, Amazon has a very elegant solution to this. When you click on add to cart, it takes you to the shopping cart so that you can see that, yes, I did add this to the cart and what my total is. But right there on the shopping cart page then, not only are you given the choice to proceed to the checkout, but they show additional items right there on the cart page that you may also want to buy, so that you are aware that you can continue to purchase additional items. Now, the big thing about the power formula is you have to start. You must take action. I told you earlier that I'm a techie and I don't really like to sell, and that's one of the reasons why the power formula works so well for me, is because I like to have other people market and sell on my behalf, just like Amazon does. Well, because of that, I actually had a friend put together a video for me here that talks about some supplemental training materials that are available to you at the bottom of this page. Let's take a look.
Hello, I'm Jason Chess, founder and CEO of Successful Lives Unlimited. You just had the opportunity to take in some of Greg Jameson's amazing tips and tools from his dynamic book, Amazon's Dirty Little Secrets. I know Greg did a great job today, didn't he? Matter of fact, I want everybody in the room that got at least one good aha, raise your hand right now. Go ahead, everybody, raise your hand. Raise your hands. All right, great job, Greg. Maybe that's why some very smart people like James Malinchak, Joel Comm, Dr. Joe Orr, Ken MacArthur, Andrea Ball, and so many others have endorsed Greg's book and product. Success leaves clues. By now you know that Greg absolutely knows what he's talking about. And today you've got just the tip of the iceberg. Greg has so much information to share with you. He's put together an incredible product and he's making it available for you today. And the very good news is it's very affordable. But let me tell you, it's not right for everybody. Yep, it's only right for the smart souls in the room that really want to get a great return on their investment. I've discovered in my public speaking career that there are two types of people in the room right now. Those that are cost-oriented and those that are ROI-oriented. Those return on investment people are the ones that are asking themselves the number one smart business question, and that is, will my investing in this product produce more income than what I paid for it? That's the only question you should be asking yourself right now. Let me answer that astute question with absolutely positively, you're going to get a great return on your investment. Greg's product is called Power Plus Action Plan, and you should be getting it right now. Matter of fact, Greg is so confident that you're going to really benefit from the content you receive when you invest in his program. He guarantees it. He'll explain the details for you.
Okay, the details follow in the information below, and as Chasen says, you're going to have a great return on your investment. I encourage you to take advantage of the special offer that is being displayed here specifically for the people that have read my book. I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today. Be sure to take advantage of the special offer for investing in the Power Plus Action Plan, and I look forward to seeing you on the next page.